There's one institution on Earth that has never needed to ask whether recovered technology was alien, because they already knew the answer. They had been keeping that record for centuries, and in 1933, that knowledge became the most dangerous diplomatic currency in Europe. In 1897, the craft that crashed in Aurora carried foreign technical markings, serial numbers, maintenance codes, crudely stamped into the mangled metal. The farmers couldn't read French, and an aerospace engineer in a Paris office reading the recovery report had a very specific realization. They thought the serial numbers were alien writing, so they used it. What started as an accident became a system: symbols replacing serial numbers, proprietary codes replacing maintenance stamps, a marking language designed to look like nothing recognizable, because nothing recognizable fills itself with whatever story the witness is already prepared to believe. By 1933, they weren't leaving that interpretation to chance anymore. Northern Italy, 1933. A craft comes down. Not the first time, not the last. Post World War I, Allied powers had been coordinating advanced atmospheric technology testing across European flight corridors. This craft almost certainly originated from France. Allied technology, Allied testing program, another whoopsie, in the worst possible location, at the worst possible moment in European history. Italian authorities recovered the wreckage, and in 1933 Italy, 4 years after Mussolini signed the Lateran Treaty with the Holy See, there was only one ultimate authority: the Vatican. They examined what was recovered, and they recognized it immediately, not through mystical insight, through documentation. Their secret archives contained the record, previous recoveries, technical lineages, the continuous thread of terrestrial technology running through every crash and retrieval the modern era had produced. They knew it wasn't alien before anyone thought to ask. But here's what the Vatican didn't know they didn't know. Napoleon had already looted those archives, 1809 to 1814, during the Napoleonic Wars. 3,000 crates of documents shipped to Paris, studied, cataloged, partially returned. Partially. France kept what mattered and shared what they kept with their allies. The Vatican thought they were brokering from a position of exclusive knowledge. They weren't. They were the last to know what everyone else knew. They lied to the Nazis with stolen leverage, and everyone at the table already had the same cards. Hitler was rising next door. The Hohenerbie, the SS, the Nazi Ancestral Heritage Office was hunting for exactly this kind of technology to validate their racial cosmology. The Vatican's choice wasn't ideology, it was survival. Turn over access to the technology, buy neutrality, buy protection, control the story of what it actually was. So they handed it over, with a label attached. That label was alien, and it was the most strategically engineered lie of the 20th century. Because the Nazi occult machine was already primed to receive it. The Tool Society foundations, the Aryan origin mythology, the obsession with Hyperborea, the competing beliefs in superior non human bloodlines seeding humanity from the stars. Tell the Audenerby this craft came from superior Nordic extraterrestrial race, and they don't question it. They celebrate it. The Nordics, the tall whites, the Pleiadians, not the Anunnaki, not the Draconian, not the Martian insectoids, each one a culturally customized version of the same misdirection. Alien framing handed to people who desperately needed it to be true. Before Magenta, misdirection was accidental. Real languages on real craft producing unplanned civilian confusion. After Magenta, misdirection became architecture. Now the cover story had a name, a shape, a cultural container that could hold any similar recovery and redirect any following questions. And it generated its own evidence requirements. If the craft are alien, the pilots should look alien. The markings should look alien. The materials should seem alien. So they started building those things too, deliberately, in programs that would remain classified for the next 90 years. They didn't find alien pilots after Magenta. They built them too. Every congressional UAP hearing, every carefully leaked military video, every testimony about non-human biologics, all of it running on the operating system installed in northern Italy in 1933. The alien label wasn't accidental. It was engineered by people who understood exactly what it would protect and for how long. They didn't hide aliens from us. They hid us from ourselves. Aurora gave them the template. Magenta gave them the label. But the network wasn't done, because hiding the technology wasn't enough. They needed to make sure it could never be rediscovered, never rebuilt, never threaten the infrastructure of dependency they were constructing. So they didn't just hide the next chapter, they burned it. Next, Episode 3, A Future Burned Alive. 1937, 33 seconds. An entire future of flight is eliminated on film.